Good evening, Frogonites, and welcome to the Frog News Network and welcome to the Froggy News Live Show. I'm Doug Cuzma, and this is Mike Penny.
Hey.
Guys, we got a real big show for you tonight. Come try to explain exactly how things are in the world and how we're going to defeat the Illuminati and expose them for what they really are, is no good people that love Satan. But anyways, where are y'all calling in from? Calling in. I always say calling. Where are you guys?
We got Western Kentucky already showed up.
All right.
Lake Norman, North Carolina. Christy, teeny bit in the house.
Robin in the house. Good evening. Hello.
Teeny from California in the house.
Minnesota in the house. Alberta, Canada. Welcome to the show. We got a really good show, folks. And it's really going to give you an idea of how we got to where we are now.
Deborah, Missouri.
What's going on? Pennsylvania.
Wow, Karen Scott all the way from New Zealand.
Wow, that might be a winner there. New Berlin, North Carolina. Been there. Missouri.
Minnesota, New York.
They're popping up fast. I click on them, Mike.
Yes, sir.
I click on one, it changes states. Alabama.
Tennessee, Big Bill with the cowboy, 10-gallon cowboy hat on.
North Carolina. Mike got them all, North Carolina. He got a stadium full down there.
Florida.
Butler, Tennessee. Welcome. Hello, Patriots.
Lexington,
Alberta, Canada. Lexington, Virginia.
Canada showing up tonight.
Delaware here. Keep your good eye on Biden over there. He never leaves his house. But to go to Atlanta. South Carolina. Guys, what a pleasure. We appreciate you guys coming on and taking the time to come on and spend it with us so we can enlighten you to what the real news is in the world, the best of our knowledge.
Louisiana, Taylor, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, Dayton, Ohio, Illinois.
Here you go, Mike. Look at this one. Does Biden watch Fox News? He ain't up this late. It passed his bed by Harlan, Indiana in the house. Pennsylvania in the house.
Come on here. I'd surely give him an earful.
Yeah. I'd talk his ear off, but it's probably fake and fall off. Hello from Georgia. Hello from Georgia. Oklahoma in the house.
It's Oak Grove.
Oak Grove.
Illinois.
PA in the house.
We love y'all too.
Man, you don't know. You guys are like medicine for us.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm serious now because we're doing this because I feel like both of us have been called to do this by the man upstairs. And it was like medicine for me Sunday.
Nova Coast, Lexington, Virginia in the house. Virginia showing up.
That's two from Lexington. They're recruiting out there now. They'll get 4 or 5. We'll have a whole town.
Here in Pennsylvania, Jacksonville,
right on the border up there, Jacksonville, Texas. God bless you. Pray you're feeling better in spirits. Amen. I am feeling better.
Florida.
We're fired up. Christy on there a little bit in the house tonight. She was my nurse when I was sick. She helped me a lot, and I like to thank you very much. Anybody to put up with me when I'm sick is a hero.
Thank you for the blessings. Thank you so much for the blessings.
Yeah, man. Y'all continue to keep praying for Mike and his family.
Baton Rouge, LA.
Love your show from Baton Rouge, Louisiana down there. They got some good food down there. I know I was at a truck stop one time and I ate something. And I said, "What did I just eat?" And the guy says, "You don't want to know." But it was really good.
USA.
That's it. Well, that's all we try to do is bring. I don't want to say the good word because I don't preach right out of the Bible. I just tell it like it is. I'm sort of like me and Mike are like referees. We're just refereeing the game. There's going to be some whistles. There's going to be some bad calls. There's going to be some flags thrown. You might not like everything the referee got to say, but you got to listen if you're going to continue to play along.
Oklahoma.
That's a good way to explain it, I think. Yes. God bless y'all. And we're so glad y'all are here. Let's give it a few more minutes so we can get a few more people on.
Let's give it 30 seconds. And let's get this party started.
Yes, sir.
You got a wealth of information for them tonight, Doug.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'll just go a few things that I've seen today come across the wire. It looks like there's a few more states that might overturn the election results. A few more judges that have agreed. Georgia is looking like that might get overturned down there. And if that's the case, that's the election gets turned over. But it's you got to think to yourself, well, they already said it was a good election. How do they go about that? I don't even know at this point. But if there's enough states that overturn the results, and they supposedly found 450,000 ballots in Georgia. No good ones. But anyways, I don't.
Michigan showed up, Robin.
I don't have time to throw Charlie Freak's link up, but when I do, I will. I am busy because I got plenty to show you guys. So let's get started. Mike, I'm going to have to share my screen to get started, bro.
Go for it, bud. Go for it.
All right. So I'm going to share my screen, guys. What we're talking about tonight, I just give you the gist of what's going on. Some people not understand what the Illuminati is, what they're capable of, how big are they? Are they worldwide, just in the United States? They are worldwide. They're underground. They're every stinking where. They're everywhere. And
guys, don't take this the wrong way, okay? Because there's still more good people in the world than there are the Illuminati or the bad guys. Okay?
Absolutely. And all I'm doing is showing you what is believed to be true. Now, do your own research. I am not anybody that's an expert on the Illuminati. All I know is I did my research. This is what I came up with. Make your own conclusions. That's just like when people say, should I do this and do that, pay my bills or buy some? I don't give that kind of advice. I give you the information. I'm going to do the old girl that used to do the Katie, whatever her name is, that used to do the press conferences. All I can do is give you the information. I can't make you understand it. So like she would tell the reporters, I just give you the information. I can't make you understand it. So I'm going to give you the information. You discern on what you think's right and wrong, and does it make sense to you? So
keep your questions, guys. Ask your questions when we get through.
You're going to be able to see pretty soon. Give me a second right here. Okay. So everybody wants to know who runs the world. Well, it's the Illuminati, and at the top of the ladder is Satan. Okay. There's some charts that we're going to go over, and I'm not an expert in any fashion of this. We'll go through the charts, and there's plenty of them in here. This is just one website that I've got. And no, I'm not giving this out. This information is pretty hot, and I just kind of found it today. So with that being said, let's get started. On the bottom is your basic secret societies. That would be, from whether it starts with Freemasons, whether it starts with Knights of Columbus, and then it goes up all the way to the top. And the very top, that's the devil. So
the Vatican themselves.
Yeah, but this is just one chart, and I want to show you some others, but I want you to see how all this is involved. Where the Illuminati is involved with the Masons and Switzerland. There's plenty more stuff. So we'll get to it.
The Khazarian Mafia, right there on the right.
It's crazy the amount of information. So we'll start with this one. All right, this is us, the people down here at the bottom. Okay, the population and us. That's just us in general. We are considered to them slaves. Then above that is your religions. Everybody thinks they're on the up and up. A lot of them aren't. Then you got the military, the police, the courts, the prisons, and the schools. The schools are very influenced towards our children, towards people in society. So know that a lot of colleges are the Illuminati's already in them. And this is why you're seeing schools are nothing like they were 20, 25 years ago. It's changed. And above that is intelligence. And right next to it is is your media. GE,
Well,
Disney,
not just the media, but also corporate
yes, a corporate GE.
corporations.
GE owns NBC. They own ABC. I'm not sure who. They own Disney. ABC does. The News Corporation. All of these are related. Then you got your governments. This is the world population. Then above that, these are the companies and corporations that run everything and have more say so than any one of these people down here. Okay, you got DuPont. That's one of the supposed 13 families, but I'm going to show you they're the second part of the 13 families. The original 13 families, which I'm going to show you, came all the way back, and their names changed to Italian names as they moved beneath the Vatican. But ExxonMobil, BP, all your major oil companies, IBM, DuPont, Pfizer, all your drug companies, they're all related and they have more say so than governments. It's unreal. And then above that is the world. Go ahead, Mike.
Kellogg's is the one. Johnson and Johnson is another corporation. There's many corporations, guys, and each time you can run this right up the ladder in that corporation and find these people.
This is just one of the pyramids. Okay, this is part of the Illuminati, but this is just one branch of it, okay? The black nobility. So as we go up, then they got think tanks, and then they make all the big decisions for the people below. Then it's the committee of 300, the world's richest, most powerful sub families, okay? Then the Council of 13, which is the Rothschild family. Then there's actually one above them, the world monarch. And then that, I guess, the top is the devil. That's crazy that we're all at the bottom and controlled by all of this. And we don't have no say so, but we do now because
some of the things before you move on, Doug, a couple of things that are very notable in that pyramid that you're looking at. Guys, who's seen the movie 300? Where do you think it came from? Okay. You're looking at it right now. All right. A lot of those 300 movies came from the black nobility Illuminati.
So I'll go down to the next chart. I'm just going to go down. I had them all downloaded and I said, why do that when I can just go through them like this? And hopefully they're in some kind of order. I haven't really went over them a whole lot. This just explains a little bit more.
This kind of brings into play the Khazarian Mafia that we all hear Scott talk about so much.
Right.
You know, the Zionism and the Jesuits, it's all mafia. It's all Illuminati mafia at that. The black nobility is to the right. If you're looking at the chart, and then Zionism is black nobility is to the left, and Zionism is to the right, with Illuminati in the center just below the two.
And this is, from what I get, is what we just all destroyed is all these banks. And they're no more. From what we understand. Best believe
the stock market is still alive, but
yeah. So when people look at the Nazi sign, don't think the Nazis are dead. They're not. We might have beat them in World War II, but they're still very much alive and in government. So here's the one I wanted to show everybody. These are the 13 families you think rule the world: the Astor bloodline, the Bundy, Collins, DuPont, Fremont, Kennedy's, Onassis,
DuPont Corporation,
the Reynolds Aluminum Company bloodline, the Rockefeller bloodline.
The Astor bloodline you see up there is the Bank of America.
Yeah, they got my money in there too. The Russell bloodline, Van Dune bloodline. But the real families that run the whole earth were these families. These families to the left were actually underneath them, okay? This list is hard to find because this is the original ones all the way back in the Bible to Adam and Eve when they split and God told Adam to go. They turned into 13 families, and this is what started, really, the Illuminati. It's what started everything bad because it turned in that 33% of the angels went to Satan, and 66%, the 666% stayed with Jesus. That's why there's 66 and 33. That's what that's all about. But anyways, I'm not even going to try to pronounce some of these. The Borgia bloodline, the Beak Spare bloodline, the Somalia bloodline. These are all, they changed their names to Italian names to be hidden. And like we said, they lived underneath the Vatican, like 100 miles underneath the Vatican. Our troops went in there and destroyed all of them. And what was left is they found the technology that was hidden. This, as soon as that they captured all these people, they had the super computers that we got back from them. We also that's when the space program was that's when the Space Force started, because we captured that technology. Okay, not that we didn't have anti-gravity aircraft before that. We captured their technology, which they got, sounds crazy, from the aliens, and we're so many millions of years ahead of other countries. Is everybody thinks and they're worried about other countries messing with us. Trust me when I tell you, we have this technology. These other countries know it now. They're not coming. I don't care what everybody says. There was Chinese under the Capitol. There's no way. There was a story that they tried to come up near the Canadian border, and we killed like 300,000 of them underneath there. They got the idea that they couldn't mess with us. We hit their dam over there. There's a 7-foot hole in it right now where their nukes are sitting. So they know that we don't even have to move to get them. We can shoot lasers from space. We got that technology from these 13 families. We had some, but we captured a bunch of this technology from them. Isn't that right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, the not only the banking world, but as well as the technology that he's talking about. Long before Tesla's technology was crafted and or after it was crafted, it was actually captured by the Trump family through the friendships and the family go-betweens between Trump and Tesla's family. So, I mean, it's a lot of good things have happened, but these guys really owned or hid from us the technologies that will save and do a lot for humanity, because they didn't want humanity to survive. Only if it was in their bloodline.
That's it. That's all they wanted, and wanted to keep the rest of us, what was left of us, for adrenochrome, and because these people that were buried underground use adrenochrome like crazy to stay young. They didn't ever want to die. You got to understand, they lived 100 miles under the earth. They had their own system for sun, their own way to produce power, their own way to produce food. But the one thing they didn't want to do was die. So they kept using adrenochrome. And this is what they craved and they had to have. And that this family to the right is the ones that were underground. The ones to the left are above ground. So the ones on the left are you say billionaires, they're trillionaires. The ones to the right, you can't even count the money they had. They've had all the money since back in the Bible. That's how much money they got. When we captured it, they said it was $340 quadrillion. I don't know how much money that is, but it sounds like a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money that we can't even begin to fathom how much it is. It's enough to give everybody in the world like $1.75 million, but we can't do that. Nobody'd work. So we'll figure that all out as we go. But I just wanted to show you, because this list is really, wouldn't you say, Mike, you're not going to find the list on the right that much. The one on the left,
you're not going to find it much, and you're not going to find much about them online either. Guys,
no, they're very hidden.
Spent billions of dollars to keep their names and their bloodline.
The only time they came above ground was to give orders.
Yep.
To the Mians. So when I said that, stay. So when I said that the Freemasons were involved, they're very much involved in it too, and their pyramid is and I don't know much about this chart. This is just, I want you to know that they're very involved in it. So, Mike, if you want to say something.
The chart is self-explanatory. Basically, what the chart is showing you, We can look at it in depth later on, but what it's showing you right now is how it became localized in almost every community throughout the United States.
Absolutely. And that, when I was talking to Mike before the show, I would think after do we defeat everything and everything's back into control of the good guys, that's going to be the hardest thing to get rid of is the Knights of Columbus. And I think the hardest one will be the Freemasons. Absolutely. Because there's,
well, they're in our chamber. The Freemasons are wrapped up in our Chamber of Commerce. They're wrapped up in a lot of our labor unions. They're wrapped up in our churches. Okay, guys? They're wrapped up in our churches, which is why you see big business out of church nowadays versus repentance and the true body of Christ. Because the Masons have infiltrated the church.
Right, absolutely.
But any local municipality, any of those things in your community, you could probably find a Mason lodge somewhere in your community.
They're just about in every city, every county. They're everywhere, and you know they're super big here where I'm at in Tidewater because you know they're among the designers for aircraft carriers. I mean, they're all in it. I mean, they're in the unions. I mean, it's huge. I mean, there's halls everywhere. There's one in my town. There's one in Hampton. There's one in Williamsburg. They're everywhere. That you think, and you'd say, well, the Freemasons would never do anything with the Knights of Columbus because they're very similar. But the Knights of Columbus are the Catholic Church, which we know what they are now for what they are. They actually work together to do fundraisers to cover up what they do. They do work together. It was said for years they never will.
Humanity. They call it for humanity. Where do you think the Red Cross got their bill of goods from? Why does only 2 to 3% of what the Red Cross takes in make it to the public for humane reasons, for humanitarian efforts? It's because they scarf it all up for their own coffers.
Absolutely.
When you're donating, you got to learn a little bit about what these organizations are, because obviously our God and Trump being in place, is not going to be able to stop all this in the beginning. Okay, it's going to take time for us to completely take this whole thing down. Does that make sense, Doug?
Yeah, yes, sir. It sure does.
And this is how thick it's thick as thieves, guys. That saying has never had a truer word as you look at these charts and Doug's scrolling down and sharing with you, okay? What Doug's got, the chart he's got there now is how CIA created satanic organized pedophilia. And, you know, moving forward and hopefully we're not going too fast, guys. If you have questions, let them rip. We'll try to get to them, but
yeah, I can't see any questions seeing it. I'm sharing. So if there's any, Mike,
I got them. Yes, sir.
Okay, just call them out. I know we're going through a lot of stuff, guys, but we're going to school tonight. This is just not a show tonight telling you about good things that are going to happen. And we usually try to keep it on the up and up, but this is something you need to know. These are things you need to know. So you're going to be equipped for what's coming. Because some people, and I'm telling you, I still think that over 80% of the general public are absolutely just sheeped to what's going on right now. And
yes. We can tell you from the whistleblowers that we've heard and that we've been allowed to hear, people like John Brennan. When you see CIA up there, John Brennan's been in the satanic ritual tunnels since the early to mid 70s. Doing some of the god-awfulest things you ever heard in your life. Yeah. Okay, he would take fetuses and try to put pig nose on them in the womb. All right, I mean he was just way out of control, and obviously no longer worried about what God was thinking of him because of the power that he possessed in the demon rituals that they were performing.
So with this chart here, it's not at the. I think it's not easier, but more easy to explain. Actually, if you start at the bottom, and go from missing children and head up. And I won't go through the whole chart and call everything out because this is one of them things I don't like to discuss too much in depth in our shows, but we know pedophilia is out there. But we've just talked long enough where you've probably seen this chart and followed your way up it. But you can see missing children, child porn, red market, cannibalism, organ harvesting, human sacrifice, satanic rituals, sexual abuse. And then it goes all the way up to war and the CIA. It just gives me a stomach ache and makes me sick.
Bill, that's a good question, Bill. The Shriners Club, guys, if it has anything to do with secret society, it's probably not of good. Okay, to this point, Doug or I and several other researchers that we are aware of have not found anything with the Shriners Club involved with satanic rituals.
So let's just get off that one. That just, I can't even read that one. But
go back up to that one real quick.
Okay, sure.
The Red Rum, guys. The Red Rum is another movie. Where do we hear Red Rum from? Jack Nicklaus played in the movie. What does it say backwards? It says murder.
Really?
Red Rum, yes.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Wow.
Guys, there's a movie out there with Jack Nicklaus in. I can't think of the name of it right now, but Red Rum was part of it. Okay. It was about the beginnings of pedophilia in that part of Hollywood, where it involved murder and consumption of flesh. And I don't really want to go a whole lot deeper than that, but you know, the right side of that chart he's got up there now is pretty cryptic. The left side is more where the CIA operated in public with the MK Ultra, the Monarch programming, that the Monarch programming being the British Monarch, and how they use the propaganda wheel through the CIA and MI6, MI5, and MI6 to brainwash people to not knowing what was really going on around them. The Shining. Thank you, Kathy.
Okay, Shining.
Yep.
Here's Johnny.
All right. Cannibalism is a part of that whole thing, guys. The blackmail method was a huge effort brought on by the CIA. That's where they really learned how to use their tools in the public sphere without being noticed, through blackmail.
That's how so many these congressmen and senators and people of power were blackmailed through the adrenochrome and the murdering the children and the spirit cooking, and this is, you know, that's the people that's in charge of the government. But you got to know the people that are running around that we that are shopping with us at the stores are part of the Freemasons and part of the Knights of Columbus and several other organizations. The Freemasons, it on surface doesn't look like they're a secret organization, but I guarantee if you ask them, could you attend one of their events, other than it was being a charity event, you would need an introduction to somebody else, and you wouldn't be going but by yourself, and it wouldn't be, you know what I mean? It's the
first three levels. You got to understand the Masons. The first three to six levels, guys. It's really, they're teaching you about the Bible, but they're teaching you things about the Hebrew Bible that pertain to them. Okay. And you don't even realize it because you think you're looking through the Bible, okay? And that's how it starts.
And then once you make Master Mason is when you start to realize it's satanic.
Yes. Roll on down to your next one there, Doug. I can talk a little bit about this.
I'm going to see if I can make this bigger. I hope I don't screw it up. It really didn't get much bigger, so I'm going to get out of that one.
Well, Doug, if you'll send it to me, I'll help break it down, but not right now. Just send it to me later tonight.
Okay.
Okay. But I can tell them a little bit about it right quick if you'll show.
Okay, go ahead, Mike. I feel free.
Guys, basically, this is how the military that are the special forces that are after these pedophile rings started charting it out with their communications and pulling these people out of the woodwork. All right, that's basically what you're seeing right here. You're also seeing some forms of the Pizzagate that escaped into the public sphere. All right, some of that stuff is in this chart. It's really amazing how it all ties together with the Clintons, the I'm sorry, I got a dry throat, guys. Zach Galifianakis and the different Hollywood actors come into play. I mean, this chart really does tell the story, but you got to know where the story begins and where it ends. Obviously, if you're looking at your top left, okay, and you're going to see this very soon in the public sphere, big time way, is the Podestas.
He was the first one that we knew was involved in this because he went on TV and he was remotely at his house, and you could see pictures of pedophile in the background when he was doing an interview. I remember that way before I was like amazed by that way back when. This is before Trump even got elected. I remember that. Isn't that true, Mike?
Yes. This is how Jeffrey Epstein ended up with pictures of Bill Clinton in a blue dress and a chair with makeup on and high heels. There's all kinds of artwork that was involved with the Podestas that were sold to Jeffrey and other elites. A lot of that stuff's going to come out. And a lot of that stuff and the symbolism that goes along with it is how they got caught.
Well, and a lot of
not dirty dishes.
I'm going to make that smaller. I'm not. You ready for the next slide, Mike?
Yes, sir.
I'm not even sure what that means or.
The Orion group is kind of a space force as well as a land force of satanic police, if you will.
Crazy.
It's very deep, guys. There's a lot of scroll back to that for a second. There's a lot of numerology involved. It's not hard to learn, but it takes a good half hour or so to start understanding how the numerology and all that stuff plays together, and then you can figure that stuff out real quick. So, Doug, you rolling right on into the symbols.
This is some of Disney had his own club called the 33-degree club, and you had to be a 33-degree Mason to even be allowed in that club at Disney World. Just crazy stuff. I mean, I can show plenty more. This is 33-degree Mason, double-headed eagle. It makes me think, is that what is on our current cash? It makes me want to look to see. I got up. Let me find this. Bear with me, guys. No, it's a single-headed eagle.
Yeah.
But can you guys see? Let me blow it up a little bit. But I just wanted to show that our money has satanic stuff all over it. 13 layers of bricks. The number 13, the eye on the back of it, illuminated eye. Lucifer means the eye. I can't even read these words because what are they, Greek words, Mike?
Most likely they're Hebrew. I don't know.
But what you see on our money is
there is Greek in there too as well.
Yeah, it's all Illuminati stars 13, all that stuff right there. That's why we want this money out of circulation as soon as possible, and it's on every bill that we carry in our pockets. It's on every stamped coin. This is why the new coinage will not have any of that on there. and they're looking to get every bill out of circulation. They're trying to do it in less than 2 years. I believe if once money switches over, about 80% will be gone in less than a year. Because once they take it in, they ain't coming back out. This is why I know there's a money shortage far as coinage. There's a paper shortage far as bills, because the Federal Reserve is not the Treasury is not printing. The Federal Reserve authorizes to be printing the Treasury coinage and bills. We are currently not making that. They're probably busy making the new currency if it hasn't already been done. But let me get back out of that. So, Mike, I'm going to show a couple of celebrities. And guys, yes, you are going to see pictures of Trump in here. I don't think that he's a Mason, okay? These, when people do this, these are signs that they're Illuminati. And maybe I should start with the hand signs first. That way you'll know what to look for. Look, you thought it was the Vulcan grip, huh? But you can see all these people. There's the eye. There's the circle. Oh, say it ain't so. Maybe he ain't as good as y'all thought. Rihanna. I mean, all these people are Illuminati, and they're not scared to tell you. They're not afraid to tell you. I knew Tom Cruise was. But most of your Hollywood stars, they didn't get in the positions they are in today because, yes, they're great actors, but there's millions of not millions, thousands and thousands of great actors.
Yes, they're great actors because they sold their soul to the devil.
That's it.
Okay.
So let me just go through some more. And like we said, that before it's over, some of what you discover now, who's to say he wasn't under stress and they were going to kill him, or he had a sign, or he's in on the deal. This is how he's getting them to bust him. So I don't want to see a bunch of stuff in the group about that at all.
Guys, Trump had to infiltrate a lot of these inner circles. He had to. Okay, it was part of creating the plan. So he infiltrated and found out their secrets. He wasn't the only one to do it either.
I knew The Rock was. Michael Jackson is alive. This guy is you know what? I hated him to ever.
Mr. Moore.
But you're going to be surprised to the people that, you know. Now, I want you to take a good look at that guy. If you took his hair away and his beard away, it did not look like, what's his name? The Rockefeller guy. The one they just put down. What's his name? Oh, I'll think of his name in a minute. Let me go up to the top. Tom Hanks. That's
Tom Hanks, yeah.
He looked like Tom Hanks. And here's what I'm convinced of. There is time travel. People can time travel. We can't, but people can. I know they can, and they've cloned people for so long that people that it's not crazy to think that some of these people that they got pictures of from hundreds and years ago when they were kings and queens, they look the same. It's the same person. They just recloned them. So let me go over to politicians. It looks like
that's right, Sherry. Trump did work for the FBI.
And I'm going to go over to the latest symbols. Yes, Kobe wouldn't cooperate. That's why he's no longer around. Or wouldn't cooperate anymore. Robin Williams.
Most of these people gain their talent and their notoriety from selling their soul to the devil, guys.
That's absolutely correct. And I want to just go over a couple more. All of these movies have signs in them as well. Even the tattoos in Harry Potter. Silence of the Lamb, the bee is a big one. We all know it's in every Disney movie. So you can see, I mean, the Matrix movies is telling you the story. Basically.
Michael Rockefeller, I think was the name he was looking for.
Yeah, yes, sir. But
that is part of the reason why Prince Harry moved to the U.S. Yes,
but that's a clone. Prince Harry has blue eyes. The clone doesn't. The one in the interview,
brown eyes.
The one that it did the interview with Oprah, and Oprah had.
It's not a bee, it's a moth. You're right, Mike.
The one that did the interview with Oprah was a clone, and Oprah was wearing a jail bracelet that was visible in that interview. Not a jail bracelet, a monitoring bracelet. I'm so freaked out by this, guys. I got to crack a smile. I had to go to the eye doctor yesterday, and I'm starting to look on the wall, and I'm going, oh my God, she's got pictures of eyeballs on the wall. Then I had to realize I'm at the eye doctor. Doug, slow down a little bit. You're way down this rabbit hole. I'm coming out of this, man. So I'm back. You got to understand.
Any other sites?
Enough already, Mike 4843. Oh, we know who that is. Who could that be? Does Mike 4843 have to go? Just let me know. I haven't been on here to monitor anything. No, he ain't said nothing too bad.
He said, look, guys, I'm not saying some of the master masons.
We're not saying that either. If they're involved at the lower levels of the masonry, that's okay. But once you make master mason, they're going to let you know this is the route they want you to take once you make master mason, because you have to, there's other steps and other things you have to do. And I can send you a video of a guy that made master mason, and they showed him this is the next steps up. And he's seen that it was Satanism. They tie a little thing to your big toe, and they drag you around, not drag you around, but they lead you around the room. And he told me all kind of stuff, crazy stuff in that video about the Freemasons.
Mom is not home yet. I'm gonna work because Mom is not home yet.
I'm busy right now. I'm sorry. Mom's okay.
So we just wanted to fill you guys in. Like we said, we just wanted to
Is there any of Hollywood any good? Guys,
I'd say about as much as the Senate and Congress, probably about 90% no good. Somebody says, come on, guys, diversity. I'm a past member of the lodge. Well, good for you.
Master of the lodge, yes.
Oh, what's at the top of the pyramid then? There's no pyramid? Okay, I'm not going to get in a match about that.
All right. So, yeah, we're not looking to argue with anybody. If you have something to share and it will help everybody, which is our goal here, is we're sharing stuff. Hopefully, will one, enlighten you more to really the vastness of the evil that's trying to be captured right now, as well as make you aware of how much of it has gotten into our livelihoods and we've allowed it.
I mean, it's just sick how big and how far spread out the Illuminati is. Not only the Masons. Okay, we'll get off the Masons. I'm saying in general, it's everywhere. I mean, everybody you've looked up for your whole life thought they were big stars, thought they were big deals, thought they were somebody that, wow, I want to be like them. It's all been fake. It's the Illuminati put them up where they were. You didn't really think people got paid $25 million to make a movie, do you? They did because the Illuminati paid them. The CIA paid them. You follow what I'm saying? They had trillions of dollars to spend on it. Not everybody makes it that high up.
The Black Panther movie. That's a good one. Think about two of the scenes I can think of off the top of my head.
We're not saying that everybody that's a Mason is a bad person. We're just saying at the top of the Masons is where I'm not going to get in a peeing match over it.
Doug, can you say hello to Miss Darlene, please?
Hello, Miss Darlene. Yes, who bought silver this week? I did. I got another 30 ounces.
You're welcome, Dave. Who asked questions about what they've seen tonight?
Yeah, I mean, do your own research. Like I said, all I can do is show you the information. We can't make you understand it. We tried to, and like I said, it's gonna tick some people off, and that isn't my intention by any means. I'm just going by what I was told, the research that took me down that road. If that research is unagreeable with you, I understand. Okay.
Deborah, I mean, from what we've researched, if they were a 33-degree Mason, they were into the Illuminati or Satanism. That's what we researched. That doesn't mean everything we researched is true or been totally verified as such.
That's what I was trying to say in the beginning. Yeah. Also, know that most of our presidents have been Freemasons. Okay.
Chelsea Clinton and her mother have all been pictured. They both have been pictured, even while what's her name was in the government. Hillary was in the government with the upside down cross, guys, on appended on her necklace. What do you think happened to Chelsea? If mom has met her demise, what do you think happened to Chelsea?
She met her demise just like the Bush's family. Most of them met their demise too.
Yep, and no name McCain.
He was the first one to go. Well, the first one we know about. You know what I mean? I'm sure there was more lower level people that's been gone.
That is exactly right. Pretty much anything done in secrecy is hiding something. Yep, keep buying up the silver as you can, guys.
Yeah, I'm buying what I can, and my goal is to have a couple of 100 ounces. But Jenna Bush, she's gone too. What you've seen on TV, probably you haven't seen her much at all. But what you have seen is definitely a clone. And I've got video of her ship-shaped on TV as she was talking to, turning back almost into a lizard live on TV. Yes, she was taken out as well.
MJ, or if we're talking about Michael Jordan, no, he managed to escape a lot of it.
What else was I going to say? Gosh, I lost myself. Oh, that the Bush family was all involved, and you can look it up. I don't have it in front of me. Involved in the organization called the Skull and Crossbones, which is another part of the Illuminati.
Yes,
the whole family was swore into it.
I think Elvis was involved and escaped it.
Elvis had a clone too. I also seen the clone ship shape in front of somebody on, and it's an old black and white video. And the guy tries to cover it up because his eyeballs trying to pop out. It's pretty crazy stuff.
Michael Wade, you're absolutely right. The CGI video of Biden recently where his hand went over the top of the microphone and through the microphones, he did give the letter Q.
Let's talk about
the Biden clone or the Biden mask. The guy wearing the Biden mask is playing one hell of a role right now, okay? All right.
Regarding the two lists you showed earlier, are the families on the list related to the list we think are involved? The list to the right was the people that lived underground in the Vatican. The list to the left was the list that you find on the internet when you say who are the most influential families in the Illuminati, and that's the 13 families that go that you'll find from a search. The one on the right, you're not going to find because it's not available. I got that came from another source.
Bring that back up, Doug, please.
Which one? Which one, Mike?
No, you can petition to be a Shriner. You're absolutely right, Mike. Shriner's not involved. Regarding the two lists you showed earlier.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. Bring the two lists back up for us.
Okay, wait. I'll have to go back to that. Oh, I hope I can find this again. Because it took me some time to find it. Oh boy. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it.
Anyway, Darla, the correct answer is the list that was on the right. If you go back and look at the replay, is the list that nobody wanted anybody to find. Okay, the list on the left, like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, those are the ones that we perceive to be the elitist in control, or the puppet masters. But the real puppet masters were the list on the right, and they were underground and unheard of and unfindable. That's right. The Bush's last name. That's exactly right.
I ain't gonna find it. I'd just make.
We have heard rumors that Elvis is alive. Yes, we do not know if they are true.
He's about 146 years old. You got to know Elvis would be in his 80s if he was alive.
Yes, the Bushes are from the Nazi regime. That's exactly right.
And you got to know that a lot of that regime is not dead. It's alive and going today. And it's a sad thing to say that it still operates, and some of our military operates the same way, when we were talking about that the other night, as the Nazis did with the homosexuality stuff and holding that over their heads. So hopefully a lot of that has been straightened out since that video was made. Hopefully.
Teeny Bit says, will the public be made aware of all this at some point? If so, by whom? Teeny Bit, I imagine from what we have been told and what we have researched, okay, that it will all be made public, yes. And by whom? I've heard a list of Princess Di, Michael Jackson, and JFK Jr. were three of the biggest contributors to start sharing this stuff.
Dude says Bob Joyce on YouTube is Elvis. He better hit a song then. He don't have to do no karate kicks or nothing, but I want to hear a song.
Pastor Bob Joyce, yes, that's what we hear too. Okay, we hear the same thing.
Really, I got to check that out. Then there's a guy. Here's something that's very interesting, and I'm gonna just throw this out there. That we all know that Michael Jackson got hurt real bad filming a Pepsi commercial, and it burned him really bad. And they claim they did all kind of plastic surgery on him. Now listen, think about this. What if he got burned so bad that he actually is that burn victim that he supported, and he has the same exact voice when you see the videos?
Dave.
Yeah, that's Michael Jackson, I'm pretty sure. Now, they probably cloned him and he continued to perform. Do you follow what I'm saying? And from what we know, he was
going to do that. Stefani. He's going to go back to his roots.
People are going to pee themselves.
I agree.
I would think so. I mean, there's so much else that's got to come out before all this comes out.
No, seriously, guys, Blake Shelton has been recorded talking about this, and he's going back to his roots, the Southern gospel roots that he has.
Oh, really? Isn't that girl he's with? Isn't she involved in that stuff?
Yes, she's involved heavily. She is gone. Knights Templar. Doug.
That's definitely part of the Illuminati.
Knights Templar is on the opposite side of the black nobility.
So, and this is, here's something. Now, think about the movie.
Excuse me 1 second.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a movie's name. where they were searching for the Knights Templar's treasure, and it was all related to the Nazis. Y'all give me the name of the movie. What's his name was in it? Gosh, but they're always referring to the treasure, and there was like 4 or 5 movies that they made by that, but they were always fighting the Nazis for the treasure, and him and his dad were, you know, what is the name of that movie? Later, Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's basically them telling you about Knights Templars. You follow what I'm saying? Mike had to take a break. I saw a video of this guy doing gardening work at Graceland. They said it was Elvis. Could be. You know what I mean? It could be. I know when I was driving trucks, Nicolas Cage, yeah, he's not on our side. And what should have told you about Nicolas Cage is they could clone people when he did the movie with John Travolta, Face Off. Remember that movie? Does it make sense now? Well, you mean to tell me she's not on the show with Blake anymore? Oh, I shouldn't laugh. He fell for her hook, line, and sinker, though, didn't he? Yeah, Nicolas Cage, a great actor, too. But there's so many other actors that never got a chance. Do you know what I mean? And as somebody was saying, that the newer movies that are going to come out, you probably won't see much out of Hollywood for a while, the way I see it. What they have and what I've heard is what you're seeing come on TV is stuff that got turned down, and they did it like 3 or 4 episodes, and it was sitting in a can. Or a movie that they made and they didn't think they should even release. That's the stuff that's coming out, because really Hollywood isn't, they might be producing TV shows at this point, but I don't really think they're making any movies right now. I know somebody that's an actor and they're currently filming, but a lot of the filming they're doing is in Atlanta, down at them studios. They're not in Hollywood.
Yes, the Curse of Oak Island thinks they have found the Templar's treasure. That's what they were after all along, if you remember. But
National Treasure's another movie that they talk about. The Templar's treasure.
Children like Gwen Stefani and those children that are savable are saved, guys. Guys, some of these Hollywood people are savable as well. They're not all caught up into it like a Tom Hanks or a Tom Hanks or what's another big name that was in Kevin Spacey, who was one of the most evil ones there is.
He was terrible.
All right, these people are low level, one time experience, blackmailed, and that's all they'll do. They'll ever do. Repentance saves these people, guys.
Okay, can you comment on Juan O'Sullivan's Digital Soldiers talk from yesterday? I hadn't watched that. Had you, Mike?
No, I have not watched it yet. I started to watch it, but my eyes became very, very heavy.
Okay, now we're just going to answer some questions.
The Sound of Freedom is a good movie that's coming out. Okay, guys, you're going to see a lot of Christian type movies coming out. All right, you got to remember The Blind Side. What are some of the other Christian movies that have been out lately? Woodlawn, War Room. These are some of the most recent ones that I can think of off the top of my head. But they're getting back to wholesome, good movies through the Christianity.
Absolutely. So you know that we've probably won most of the war, and like we've been telling you, it's mop up work. And we from now on, I'm not even giving times and dates out anymore. God said He's going to set Trump aside for a season. So when it's a season,
Bill,
and God moves, then we'll know.
Bill, you're absolutely right. Michigan judge did rule today. Secretary of State was a violation of election laws. MSM, Don, you're absolutely right. Is throwing out little tidbit codes. You got that right. They're starting to come around to the fact that they're going to have to tell the truth.
What do we know about the last flag standing? I think Mike can talk to his guy about this, and he can give us more information on.
I've got good information coming on that, guys. Okay, I was able to ask very, very poignant questions this past weekend, and I was promised those answers by this weekend.
Cool.
Yes, Gene Simmons is a satanic worshiper, Satan worshiper.
Fox will be airing The Passion of Christ. Really? I've seen that movie one time, and I was just blown away when I seen it. My poor daughter cried for the whole movie. I had to hold her the whole movie.
Yes, you can look at what's on TV now until Satan took over. You're absolutely right.
We need God back in our lives. We need him back in our on TV. We need him back. Well, we got him right in our Bibles, but we need more and more as they take it out. We need to put it back where it's supposed to be.
Yes,
schools.
the shooting in Georgia is a false flag for gun control.
And why do you have to go shoot up a bunch of? I don't know. That just the whole thing sounds screwy to me, didn't it to you, man? Why go shoot up a bunch of massage parlors? What's that got to do with it? I don't know.
Diana is very, very, as I understand it, she's very aware of the power that the evil has, and that's part of the reason why she faked her death. Okay, and she's very aware of how enriched the family that she married into was in those rituals and in that satanic religion. So, you know, that'll something she has to come to terms with. I assure you, I would if it was me. The country is going to get a revival. We're going to have jubilees. We're going to have the white.
Woo, you're right.
Popping up all over the place. It's coming.
Amen. 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 Hollywood keeps pushing and pushing and got things to where they are now. No, it was the CIA kept pushing because you might as well. It's not Hollywood; it's the CIA. Mike, please answer about the KJV Bible. Which one should they be looking at? The King James Version?
You should be looking at the New American Testament or New Testament American. I forget how you say it, but it's got those 3 words in it.
I don't know if the new real ones.
The King James Version is the most corrupted one out there. Okay, now if you can get a King James Version, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he interpreted for the Holy Ghost in the Bible, okay, and actually tells a lot of truths about what was skewed in the King James Version, but I can't remember the Exodus version. I don't know. I have it in my house, and I'll get it and I will show you and share it with you. But the New American Testament, I think it is the version everybody should be reading. It's the cleanest version.
So, is Tyler Perry good? He has a movie sets in Atlanta. He's connected with Oprah. I don't know. I don't want to say yes or no. I do know this. I was watching a video the other day with Scott McKay and 2 other people. I watched so many videos, I can't remember them all. But the thing I got out of the video was that when you see crazy stuff on TV that doesn't make any freaking sense to you at all, know that we're in charge of the media. That's why. Do you really think they would do all these crazy, stupid things? We're telling them what to do. We're making them go to these fake White Houses and do these things. We're in control of all of this.
Yes,
and that's what the guy was trying to say. Do you really think that they're not that stupid? We're making them look that stupid. So we're in complete control. And I know it doesn't make sense, but we're in complete control of the media right now. Even Facebook, even Twitter, and look, Mike Lindell is coming out with his own social networks, 3 of them. In the next, that was 4 or 5 days ago, less than 2 weeks, they launch. And I think when they launch, you're going to see Facebook go down, Twitter go down, and some of the other social media programs. Not all of them, but he's launching 3, and you got to know somebody help him launch them 3 things. He just did an interview yesterday. They said 3 weeks. He says, no, we'll have them up and running within 2 weeks, and you'd be able to free speech whatever you want on there and not have to worry about being censored.
Tyler Perry, I believe, is a white hat now. He is one that repented, guys, who didn't have his feet all the way in the water, just maybe his toes. Okay? Enough to keep himself out of trouble with them as well as us.
CNN's down 45%. Well God, probably more than that. CNN's up for sale. Trump even joked about before he would. He said, "I ought to buy the network."
The Restored Republic is a good, guys. The Restored Republic is a very good resource. Please tell me the Little House on Prairie is good. anything that wholesome has to be.
And maybe
good.
We'll bring Dude back. Everybody loved him.
And Gunsmoke. You remember Gunsmoke? Come on, guys.
I was thinking there used to be good TV series, and I could go back and watch stuff like Today, the Carol Burnett Show. That was clean, fun humor. Do you know what I mean? It was just good humor. The Honeymooners, funny stuff. You know what I mean? I never thought Mary Tyler Moore Show or the Dick Van Dyke Show was funny, but I thought the Honeymooners was extremely funny because Jackie Gleason was an exceptional person. Do you know that Jackie Gleason was such good friends with Nixon that Nixon actually brought him to Area 51 and showed him the aliens? He actually did. He picked him up in his car and took him there. They were like stunned. Yeah. He showed up at the gate.
Sophie was just as involved as Trudeau was, guys. Just as involved. The problem Sophie had was Trudeau liked the boys better than the girls.
It's a shame that Sanford Sutton probably couldn't be on TV today. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Mike will be one of the ones to reveal certain aspects of the fraud. Yes.
Andy Griffith was a great show. When I'm bored, I watch stuff like that. I'll go on my VOD service and start watching old shows. When I'm feeling a little bit down, I read the Bible and I want to get cheered up, I watch old-time comedy. Tim Conway was an exceptional comedian.
McHale's Navy was a cool show.
The Rifleman, everybody loved that show. My favorite
was a lot of hand symbols.
Which was the show where the horse talked? With the talking horse. Mork and Minnie definitely had symbols in it.
There's no telling.
Yes, Carol Burnett Show was, I think, one of the best shows that were ever on. A variety show on TV, one of the best ever.
Lassie and Old Yeller. That's right.
We're getting close to the new beginning. You're right. Mr. Ed was the name of the show where the horse talked.
Yeah.
Oh, the Cleavers. See, now we're going back down memory lane when things were great and they weren't all screwed up.
Green Acres is the place to be.
Yeah. I Love Lucy was a great show too.
Hey, Lucy.
But her life was actually a tragedy with him, but they remained friends with her first husband until the day she died and the day he did. They passed within a matter of months, I think, of each other. If the story's correct, I watched a special on her, and they loved each other right till the end. They just couldn't look at each other. Dukes of Hazzard, put it back on TV. I love that show.
All right, Doug. Let's put a wrap on it.
Okay, I know you're borrowing the internet over there. So, anyways, guys, we gave you some information, some charts. You can go back. You can look these things up for yourself. Make your own decisions on what you think. You know, we weren't here to upset anybody. We're just giving you an opportunity to look at other things in other ways, but know that the Illuminati exists everywhere in the world, and they're pretty much we're in control of everything, and we're taking it back. So if we just, like we always say, if we just help one person understand and feel better about what happened, and this is a place you can come without getting ridiculed, come on over and share fun with your friends, learn more. We've done our job for the day. So, Mike, would you like to say anything in closing?
I would like to say God bless each and every one of you that came out and shared with us tonight. I would love to see you all share it out to somebody who hasn't seen us or been on with us. And if you have any questions, keep throwing them in the Telegram group. And we love you. We love each and every one of you, and we look forward to getting ready and having an even bigger show Friday night.
All right, check it out. I want to say one thing, and then I'm going to go. Listen, guys, I had to throw somebody out of the group today because they shared some pictures that were super and movie that was super inappropriate. We don't want anything in there that's got people that's been tore up, mutilated, or anything else in that fashion. If you put it in our group, there's going to be no warning. You'll be thrown out immediately. When I got into the group today, somebody let me aware of it. So please be careful about what you put in the group. We don't want to see gross, disgusting things in our group. We know what's going on. You don't have to post pictures of it and videos of it. We've seen it. We don't need to let other people see it. It's horrible. We don't want to see it in our group. If you post it, you'll be gone. I love you guys. Mike loves you guys. We'll see you Friday night. Good night.